Okay, happy St. Patrick's Day. We are celebrating St. Patrick's Day over here at Culinary Works, and I have my special guest with me today, my honey, my Irish husband.
It's nice to be special.
I know. And we are going to make some shepherd's pie. Might as well get right to it,
Yeah,
right? Shepherd's
absolutely.
pie. Why not? Something very traditional. But actually, because in today's current world, there's so many people that are, plant-based and vegetarians. We are going to go with a vegetarian version and then also a traditional version with lamb. Traditionally, shepherd's pie is with lamb. So we have a pound of ground lamb here. And so basically the way that it's going to work is you're going to do the meat one,
I can do
right?
that.
Mr. O Blood. And A Blood over here, I'm going to do the vegetarian one.
And what's in that?
Vegetarian one, the base of that one is lentils. So we have some lentils here, mushrooms, mixed vegetables, onion, garlic, vegetable broth. Obviously potatoes are on both of them, right? Yeah, that's pretty much most of it. And some herbs. So,
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna get your heats on here.
Yeah.
All right, so
Turn up a little.
Yep, I'm gonna hear that sizzle a little bit. So I'm gonna have you cook that till it's gonna steam initially, right? Then it's gonna start to sizzle, and then you're gonna add in your garlic and onions. Do you want to chop the onion here?
I can handle that.
Do that, okay?
I can hear the sizzling.
Yeah. So yeah, just gonna. The potato masher really works really well when you're trying to ground up your meat, and you're trying to get it, nice and fine. A lot of times people just use
Spoon.
a spoon, right? Like a wooden spoon, but I find the potato masher works great. And also, in the meantime, I'm going to turn on a skillet behind me over here so I can start to get the vegetarian one going. I'm just going to start by cooking up some onions and garlic and some olive oil. Warm. I have a Guinness here. I can't say I drink Guinness all the time, but in honor of St. Patrick's Day, and because I'm hanging out with my Irish husband, I have a little Guinness.
Yeah.
Let's do some salt and pepper in yours too, honey. So here's your salt. Here's your pepper. Oh, see how it's like steaming right now? See how there's so much liquid in there? A lot of times people would say, oh, drain the fat, right? But you have to wait. We're going to let all that liquid evaporate, and then it's going to start to sizzle, because most of this is just water. It's just the moisture that is coming out of the lamb, okay, of the meat here. So I'm just going to let that go a little bit and let that just continue to evaporate, and they'll start to sizzle. We'll hear the difference. Listen.
Steaming.
It's steaming right now, okay? Then we're going to wait for the sizzle. Good, nice job on that.
So much
What
easier.
I do tell people though,
right?
I do this all the time, right? But
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
I can't help this guy. Like, look at this. Yeah, but see how your arm was, yes.
I know. Here.
A little more space, okay? See? You're not so wedged over here.
Okay, I'm still learning.
Okay.
All right, so we're back here. No more steaming, right?
Yep.
All that water's evaporated.
And listen, just wait up a minute, listen. So you can hear the difference, right? That's actually like some sizzle now. Okay, so here you go, so now you're good there. So he's gonna go ahead and add the onions and the garlic. And to mine, I'm going to start, it's on simmer now, my onions and garlic are in there. I'm gonna go ahead and chop some mushrooms, and I'm gonna add those. We already cooked the potatoes, so in a shepherd's pie, obviously, or most of any shepherd's pie has mashed potatoes on top. Let's see, so with mine over here, I'm gonna add my mushrooms. So those are gonna go in, so lots of really yummy mushrooms here. And then, the other nice thing, which is gonna go into my dish is, well, both of them, is the Worcestershire sauce, especially the vegetarian one. The Worcestershire sauce, I feel like, is gonna really add a lot of nice flavor. Go ahead and, yep. So Peter's gonna stir that one up for me. And shortly I'm gonna go ahead and add some herbs to mine as well. So we're gonna go with some oregano and some thyme. We're gonna just go dry oregano and some fresh thyme. This is fine. This one's just kind of like simmering now. The liquid from the onions is all gonna start to come out. We're gonna do a little more salt here just to pull out that liquid a little bit more. That's good.
Good.
All right, so we're gonna turn up the heat here. I don't hear anything. Again, we wanna hear that heat, right? Probably gonna add a little bit more oil to this one here. Just a good drizzle there, just so we can get it a little more something moving there. I mean, I talk about that a lot, like using your senses while you're cooking, because they give you good intuition. So I'm going to go with a little more salt on this one here. Again, help to draw out the moisture from those mushrooms, because you really want that mushroom flavor to concentrate. Okay, so we'll give yours another minute. And after yours comes off, what we're going to do is just add in some tomato paste here. Yep, so you're going to get some tomato paste, and we'll go ahead and add your herbs now. So here goes your...
What do we got there?
That is some fresh thyme. And we're going to go with a little bit of oregano here. Yours. Smell that thyme, right?
Yeah.
Some dried oregano. So that went in there. All right, smells good. And you can see on the bottom of his pan, it's really like kind of nice and brown. So we're going to get that up later when we use our broth to really clean up the bottom of that pan, because that's going to be a lot of really good flavor right there. You want all that flavor on the bottom there. Okay, so we'll check back in a couple minutes as soon as you know, my vegetables start cooking a little bit more, and we'll be right back.
We are back. We are going to start to add a few more ingredients to the lamb.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
We got a little Worcestershire sauce here.
Beef broth.
Some potato paste.
Tomato
paste, excuse me. Potato, right.
You got potatoes.
Potatoes, we Irish guys, you know?
Right. Yeah, so give me that little. Yeah, so that's your tomato paste. Yeah, that's where I put it after it was in a can. You know, I had a whole can. I didn't use it all, so I just put it in the bag, and I had it in the freezer, so I just took it out and just thought that was an easy way to squeeze it out. Just do it that way. So there's a tomato paste. I'm going to go ahead and add in your Worcester. Can you spell Worcester?
Probably not. Probably not.
Good drizzle. All right, so it's kind of a little sticky on the bottom of his pan, but as soon as we add the beef broth, that is going to not be a problem anymore. So let me get this open here. Okay, I do not have homemade beef broth, so we're just going to go with a low sodium beef broth here. There we go. So good cup of beef broth there. Now, he's doing exactly the right thing, honey. You're scraping.
I'm coachable, honey. I'm coachable. Getting all that grizzle off the bottom of the pan.
Right, all that fond, they call it, right? So we're scraping all that off the bottom. You can hear him scraping away. That's awesome, because you really want all that flavor. That is going to just add lots and lots of flavor there. So, okay. So you're going to keep going there. On mine, behind me, I'm like the second cousin over here. Like,
right. Well.
God. Okay, so wait, I have to show them mine because this is important. Okay, so what I really want to say here is I want you to know that in this situation here, like I cooked this down for a while, but you need to let it cook. You really need to let your mushrooms really cook down, because look how much it's reduced in volume, right? There's a huge reduction in volume here. So it looks great here. I'm going to add in our Worcester here. We're going to go ahead and add our lentils. So that went in, like good little scoop of that. So this is about a good generous amount of lentils there. A good, you know, at least a couple lentils. We're going to add our broth.
Mine looks better, by the way. Just saying.
You haven't even tasted this one yet.
I said looks.
Okay. Well, okay. All right. So, all right. Now I'm going to let this come to a boil. This can kind of give you a little bit of a visual there, right? So let this one come to a boil. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? Just because you think you're so fancy, I'm going to pour some of my Guinness right into mine right there.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Uh-huh. Okay.
All right. I'm going to do it off camera.
Oh. Okay, so, all right, so we're on our way here. Like his is going to, actually we're going to add a little bit of cornstarch to yours, honey. Eventually we're going to let this thicken a little bit.
Yep. Turn up the heat a little.
Yeah, we'll turn up the heat a little bit. A little bit of cornstarch or arrowroot, anything as a little bit of a thickener. You could even use the starch from the potatoes. That's probably what I would imagine they would do traditionally in Ireland if they were making this. And we'll keep moving. So we'll be back in a minute.
Of what we've been shuffling up here, we'll taste the lamb.
Yeah, I just want to taste, make sure there's enough salt and pepper, and I taste.
Mm-hmm.
What are we going to do next?
I think we're good on the salt and pepper. The onions have reduced nicely.
Mm-hmm.
I think
nice and soft.
Mm-hmm. So I think we just add the carrots and the peas.
You know, good old frozen peas and carrots. This is not fancy, right? It's yummy comfort food. Looks good. So you're gonna mix that in really well.
Yeah.
Once you get that mixed in, we're gonna put that aside and we're going to start mashing up our potatoes. And this is the potato mixture for both dishes, for the vegetarian one and the regular one. We are doing regular milk. We're not doing a plant-based milk or anything like that. Let's get our gas going here. Now, because the potatoes have been sitting for a minute, I mean, they're all cooked, but I haven't added any milk or anything like that yet. All I'm gonna do here is I'm going to add some milk to the bottom. And I'm gonna add some cream I'm gonna add some butter as well.
Delicious.
I know, I think we might need a little bit more because this is a lot of potatoes, so. And I'm gonna add a little bit more milk and we're gonna let this, actually, hold on. More milk here. So, this is a nice trick actually. Okay, so as I was saying to you, Peter, what we're doing here is we're just letting the butter and the milk heat up.
Yep.
And then we can start mashing it, okay? Because Peter was saying like it's gonna be really difficult to mash kind of on top of this kind of like little cook thing we have here. So I said, let's just let all this heat up and then we can move it over here so then you can start mashing. But still, in any case, it's still kind of a nice way so you don't have to like heat up your milk in another pot and then pour it on top. Like that's a pain, it's something else you have to wash. So we want efficiency here. So that is an efficient way, right? So just add your milk and everything to the bottom, heat it up, and then start mashing. All right, so we'll just give that just a minute. I mean, this should be pretty quick, so we should be able to do it like almost. You'll see that butter should be melted. And then over here, so mine is simmering away. I have to really let the lentils cook, so they take a good, 20 minutes or so. So I'm waiting for my lentils to cook, and then, I can kind of proceed with mine. With the vegetable one, we're just doing the mixed vegetables because I just thought they're a little bit more festive and a little bit more fun, and I don't know, they kind of remind me of childhood too.
Looks good.
Right?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with frozen vegetables. It's okay. Like, they're great. So these are gonna be the vegetables in mine. So, actually, is it melted now?
It's melting.
Melting?
Yes. Yeah. Once you turn it up a little.
Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna give it a minute, keep it covered. Let's get our salt and pepper. We have our salt here because we're gonna use that. And pepper, a little bit of pepper, right? Yeah. Yeah, maybe a little pepper. Here, I'll take that for you. That's good. See, I think it's starting to boil there, so you should be good. Is it too hot on the edges? Can you pick it up? That's good. All right. I'll start. We have just a traditional masher. I mean, in this, well, we might have to add more milk too, but maybe not. Yeah, so we're just gonna keep mashing away here, and then we will continue in a moment when he's done earning some good muscle there, right?
Good workout here.
Right? Exactly. Is this hot? You can hold it. Yeah. All right. So we are back here ready to plate up the kind of the meat shepherd's pie here, and we have a cornstarch slurry that we're going to add to this one here because we want to thicken it a little bit. It's reduced down nicely, so it's really concentrated well in flavor, but we want to, this is just cornstarch and water, and we're going to add a little bit here, a little bit at a time, and then all you're going to do is start to let it come to a boil and then stir. And this should be probably thick enough. So let's see. Stir that up there, honey. And that'll give it just a little bit more of like a gravy texture, because right now it's kind of just still a little brothy, but we want to be like more of like a gravy. And then I have these different containers here. I thought we would do a couple like this to give away to some friends because we're going to end up having a lot.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and then we can, give somebody a little treat. We have a couple people that are some normal recipients, right?
We do.
We do. Some lucky fellas. Okay, so look, so see that, honey? See how that's kind of thickened up?
It's coming together, yeah.
Yeah, so it gives it like a little bit more of like a gravy texture. And mine is still, lentils are still cooking, so yeah, we want it to be a nice boil, and then it has to boil though first for it to get to its full thickening kind of power there. Okay, so let's start to, I'll grab the potatoes, and then what you're going to do is you're going to start to spoon it in. So why don't you start with 2,
Okay.
and then maybe we'll go with like these. No, let me give you a big spoon. Maybe let's check this drawer here. Yeah, here should work. Okay, so you're going to start to spoon it in there, and I'll grab the potatoes here.
About 2/3 full, and then.
Yeah, that's plenty. Yep,
Right.
yep, exactly. And I'll give you a spoon. Let's see.
Do you have to be Irish to be a recipient of one of these? Is there any like protocol?
I don't know. That's up to you. What do you think?
I think so. I think
What?
so.
You
I
do?
think so, right.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I think that might rule somebody out.
Yeah,
I don't
well,
know. If you're Irish, I don't know.
it's all right. You don't win all the time.
You don't. You don't get there all the time, right? Okay, so we're gonna put the potatoes on top. It looks good, right? Why don't you start putting some into that one, right? It's like when you give away your tuna, right? When you catch all the tuna.
That's right.
And you're going away soon again, right?
Into May.
Where are you
I'm
going?
not sure I'm bringing any fish back, but
Right, too far away.
coming from Panama.
Right, that'll be kind of hard. May not make it
I think
through.
I'm just gonna, if you could just slide over,
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
dump this in versus
Yeah,
spooning
yeah, no, I agree. A little easier. But I mean, considering we did 2 of these, it obviously was a little bit more of a production, but you can see it's like this is a pretty quick dish. And obviously good, really any time of year. Okay, let's turn that off there.
Perfect.
Good, it looks good. So I'll have you just put the potatoes, back on top there.
Yep.
And then sometimes, you could see, like you've seen what they do. What you've seen sometimes in these dishes here.
Little fumble there.
Oh, that's all right. So they kind of make like little fork kind of texture.
Food art.
Food art, thank you. You took the words out of my mouth. Little food art so that this will brown nicely as it cooks. You can even put a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top. I forgot that. I thought about that and I was like, oh, but that's what happens sometimes. I think about it and I didn't remember to bring it, but that's okay. No big deal. Looks good.
We're almost.
Wait, I need some for mine. Don't take it all.
Oh,
Yeah, look at you. Taking all the potatoes.
yeah, there's plenty in here.
Okay, I know. Well, I just want to make sure you were really generous there. I might just have to like,
You're good.
what?
All right.
All right, we're looking good here. We're gonna do a little food art on the other one, and then we are going to work on the vegetarian one.
All right.
We'll be right back. We're gonna go ahead and add our cornstarch here, and that's going to help kind of thicken this up. Get all that out of there. Make it more of like a gravy, kind of consistency. But remember, as I said, it has to boil first all the way before it will thicken all the way to get, to that full thickening potential here. Maybe you could zoom in for a little bit here, Peter, just kind of see so we can get this kind of texture here. And we can see what we're working with here. You can see it's got a little bit thicker, right? Looks good.
Great light as well.
Okay, all right, so let's see. So we're gonna do some little mini ones here. And I just need a good, solid spoon. And we'll decorate with our potatoes again. All right, awesome, so we'll start filling. This is a great, for meal prep too, if you were to do this. This is an awesome little meal prep. I can smell the Guinness that I put in here. A little bit more, right? Yeah. All right, so then we're putting the potatoes on top. Was that too much? It looks good.
Yep.
All right, perfect. Okay, so then we'll probably find another smaller container to kind of finish the rest of this here, but great little vegetarian version of shepherd's pie. So thank everybody for tuning in, right?
Yeah, you bet. That was fun.
Yeah, that was good.
We'll do it next year. Maybe.
Maybe I get them once a year. We'll see. Thanks for tuning in, friends. Happy St. Patrick's Day.